Yo.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, guys? We are back with a local winning deck profile. Now, Suffer, you played Brave Dragons.
Yeah.
A little bit of a return to the start of this format when we were not sure what to do with Brave. But yeah, you chose to play Dragons, kid. Tell me why.
Well, I went to a regional. I was prepared for Despia, so I played Sword Soul. And I got Nibiru like 6 times, game once. It was not a good event. So my meta pick got countered by people playing Cyber's Eldritch and Prankits and stuff like that, because they are still like weeks behind. So I was like, yeah, if they're behind, like let's go behind, I guess. So I played Dragon Link, but I didn't play hand traps because I think hand traps are for beta males, you know. So you need some of the Sigma Grussel, and I don't want my deck to be weaker because I play like small little weak 0 attack fire monsters or something. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I did decide to play like some stuff that I think that maybe isn't necessary, but we can take a look at it real quick.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's jump in.
Yeah, so best cards in the game right now. I count Foolish in like the package, so it's 10 cards apiece.
So this is 41 cards, right?
Yeah, it's 41. It was 40, and I added a call by, which was inside, because it's like, why just not me? It's a good counter for both Despia and just like any hand trap in the game right now. And you kind of still lose to Lancia and stuff, so I don't know. I kind of wanted to include it, but yeah, this kind of makes sense. Griffin is kind of sick. Would maybe like I've missed Second Faithful quite a couple of times, but then I don't really want to play the brick. Same goes for Griffin, since in this deck you can actually use it for more than just being a level 7 body or negate, since you can make Romulus with it. Would come up a couple times. Second Faithful came up a lot actually, but then you can also say that like the second Jacob deck would come up, which it would, but yeah, there's no reason to actually play that. So then for the rocket engine, Italy, 2 Tracer, could be 1, but could also be 3. I don't know. I'm really struggling with this ratio because you want to see it, but you also kind of don't. So yeah, having access to multiple is nice. So with the Tracer comes a level 4 non-tuner, which is Recharger. It's super sick with Striker Dragon turn 3. Sometimes it comes up that you don't have to use it because I open Boot Sector Launch like 90% of the time. So I just don't go into Striker Dragon turn 1 and then turn 3. You can do some sick plays like Reborning your Red Eyes or Reborning Hot Red came up a couple of times. And then like the other cards, you need to play one of these, but I play 2 alongside 2 Epsilon Router. So this would be like a standard ratio, and then I included 2 of both to have a stronger turn 3 as well. Since this is also like a good card to just see, same goes for this, it's just another extender, it's just another tuner to go into Hulk most of the time as well. But what you want to do is you want to Enel Spheres, and then with Spheres you can summon either Black Metal or the Epsilon Router, getting it off the field IP or Droplet or whatever, searching another one of your Synchrons to have like a normal summon turn 3 to extend with and maybe make a Chaos Rooter or Savage or whatever you need. So it's a bit of a bigger rocket package, but I felt it was necessary. And since we don't play hand traps, we have a lot of space for that. We just want to see dragons, so like best starter in the deck, scale space. It's also insane by shuffling back your Striker Dragons that you can banish with either the White or the Chaos Rooter, or Snow. Then the best normal summon, since it doesn't counteract with the Brave cards, triple Black Metal and 1 Red Eyes. I've been thinking about playing 2 Red Eyes, since it's also just opening this with like, I think you can play 2 if you play multiple Tracers, if you play 3. Since then opening Tracer Red Eyes, you can like make Striker, Reborn a Tracer and go instantly to Hulk. But it can also like chain block twice with the Black Metal Dragon, but I don't think it's worth the brick. So then less 2 Dragon cards is 2 Nocto. In 40 was just for the space issues, now I'm on 41, I kind of want to play 3. But it's one of those cards that you need to already be able to play to make this card good. And the only time it actually came up is when I summoned it from Spheres once, to actually get a free draw after that. It also came up once that it has a second effect. On my set Droplet, like Twin Twister or something, I could negate the Twin Twister, which was kind of sick.
Wow.
Came up once, I don't know. So then like defensive cards, or I guess like pseudo break your field cards. Droplet is insane this format versus Despia, versus Prankits, Just negate field, break their field, attack them, and you can still game them, which Dark Reader cannot. And then Call By, it's, well, like I said before, it's for Brendan in red. It's a really good counter. Also just hand traps or anything, basically. Then the final 6 cards are bricks, so boot. These are not really bricks, they're just like, it's awkward if you open them, but it's fine. And then like, sort of the real bricks, the snow and the rose dragons. These are for the Hulk engine. You could not play these and just like cut these 4 cards and put in like 3 more other cards and play 40. What I want to include is have a higher ceiling, have a better going second, and you can always side these cards out going second. Yeah, post signing. So I don't know. That's the main. Then the extra deck. 1 Striker Dragon, 1 Pisty, 1 of these dudes. This card kind of sucks right now because you're locking yourself into Dark Tracer quite often. But in the standard line where you go like Brave Engine to Hulk, you make this with your Pisty and your Triple Burst. So you do need a dragon out to get rid of the Pisty. And then again, this just kind of wins games on its own. Just ending on this plus an IP, it puts on 2 bounces, which like bouncing a Brave Engine token is kind of big. 1 Romulus, 1 Hulk, and 1 Dark for the other. Oh, 1 more Link 2, I guess, IP. So I don't play Verte or DPE because it's horrible in the Despia matchup. And IP is kind of sick right now because you can just, like I said before, ending on this, it looks like nothing, but you can just bounce a card, summon Epsilon Router, make Unicorn, get another
Draw a
search.
card, bounce a card.
Yeah, get follow-up play. It's always like good in that sense. Dark never came up, but it would if people played good decks on our locals. Helps there for the Red Rose engine. You could not play this if you... I guess you would still play it, because still can just summon Rocket Synchron, but I don't know. It's only there for the combo with the Red Rose Dragons. Then 3 more links. It's Triple Burst for the standard combo, and Unicorn and Access Code to close out games, or for the IP play.
Nice.
The final 5 are the Synchros, so Ruler, Savage, Hot Red, Riser, and Fleur. I cut this before for the Quad Barrel Dragon, but this came up way more often than I thought, and it actually is quite sick to just end on this. It's because people are playing like the Brandon Fusion right now, and since this doesn't negate any activations or something, you don't lose to multiple. So it's like super niche, but it's kind of okay to just end on this thing. It can also just Reborn Tracer, which is nice. And these are for the combo. That's it for the extra. The side is Gamma Driver, since it's the best hand trap going second. It's also the best hand trap going first for this deck, since you have like Gale Space, Quick Launches, Ravine if you open it, the Brave Engine that bait out negates, and this makes either Hulk or Chaos Ruler instantly. And it's light, which like, since I don't play hand traps, I don't have lights on my deck. So the only lights I can ever banish are like the Spheres turn 3, the White Dragon, and the Shooting Riser Dragon, and sometimes Snow if I really need to. But yeah, those are the only lights I play. So then draw. So there for the Flunder matchup, since that's a really hard matchup. It's not really there for Despia because they can play around it. I sided in 1 versus Plunder and I opened it, which was kind of cool, I guess.
Nice.
But yeah, I needed side with 4 cards and I couldn't side in more, so I just put in 1 of these. And it's, I don't know, I hate draw, but it's good. I don't know, I hate it. Dumb card. Double Crow. I would probably swap 1 of these around, since Crow is again
Really?
better in the Despia matchup.
Hi.
And it's a dark for Chaos Ruler. And I'm just a big fan of this card right now. It's like strong versus basically everything. If you're playing as like a Prank Kids deck, you can hit them. If you're playing as like a Brave Tenyi, Synchro, whatever deck, you can hit the Death Squad, which is huge. Like in general, it's just all... You can basically hit something against all decks. Like this even goes in against Eldritch, for example. So
What?
putting this up to 3 is like...
Pretty decent, yeah.
Yeah, it would make sense. And the final cards are Triple Twin Twisters, which was sick.
Uh-huh.
Smile. And the final cards are the Barrier, since Gulf Fusion win the game.
Yeah, this card is becoming a little bit more popular.
Yeah, it's either this or Anti-Spell, I feel like. But since I'm playing like Droplet and Quick Launch and shit, I don't really want to lock myself out of that stuff. So Barrier, since I like... if you go combo, you're not really reliant on your synchros, right? You have snow and spheres, which basically can mute the game. So even calling synchro against Swordful can be huge, but calling fusion just ends some games. Calling ritual ends some games. So in that sense, it's kind of necessary.
Yeah, I really like this deck. Like ever since it was like released, it was like pretty good. It has like one of the cleanest combos for the Brave engine, which is what I really liked. But it always felt a little bit icky to me. So I feel like a list without the hand traps, which is most of the cards you can play, would be one of the best ways to go. So did you miss hand traps at all today?
Not really. No. Like I missed tuners a couple of times. I was like sitting there like I'm just playing like Brave Control at this point. But since you really need to get like to your Tracer with Romulus, and if they have like any interruption there, you're kind of stuck. Like for example, people like Valoring your Striker Dragon, for example. But at that point, then again, you're just playing Sphere's Brave Control, which still wins games.
Yeah.
So I don't think I missed any hand traps. Like dropped it, put it in the work going second, and that's it.
All right, cool, fair enough. Maybe a nice future ahead for Dragon Link. I mean, of course, it does spam a lot, so it always will be good. Nice to see it come up every once in a while. Thank you for the deck profile.
No worries.
See you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.